Capricorn, I keep hearing Pornhub, or maybe prawns or fish, or you could be dealing with a Pisces, but you could be cooking wasabi or doing something around food. Because I definitely keep hearing like I might have to prawn I might have to prawn it. Some of you might be like, I'm keeping up like a sushi chef or a cooking show or something around cooking, or like always in the kitchen. Like I'm always in the kitchen doing something around fish. Okay, like a fillet of fish, or filleting, or the name Phyllis, or Felix. You're right, Felix. But like something around fish, like I'm interested in fish, or a Piscean, or you have this in your chart, or Charlotte. Okay, but I definitely keep hearing like into porn or prawn, like pawnings. Get your mind out the gutter. Something around like pawning something, okay, at a shop, or you might work in a shop. I'm also hearing vape shop, or you working a shop, or you're going to something to do with around shopping, or you work in a shop, physical, or you own a shop, or looking at possibly doing something around a shop, okay. But they're also saying like I might need to pawn something that I have in order to be able to get some money for something, right? So it might be where you're taking second-hand goods or something like that. Okay, I'm also hearing the name Hannah, or Han, or Anne, or Anna, or Annie, or Annabelle, or Polly Ann, but like selling something, like I'm selling it, or the name Sal, Sarah, Steve, and I'm selling it, like selling this, and I'm selling that, and selling this. Some of you might be selling up. So, I don't know, it might be buying and selling, but I'm hearing like we're thinking about selling up. So normally when you say that here, that means that we're thinking about selling up our property. That everything that we own, we're thinking about selling it and moving it. Moving, right? So for a lot of you might be thinking about giving up the place that you live to be able to go and live to another place. It could be involving a Pisces, but we're going to sell up all of our property and we're going to move to somewhere else. Okay, so so some of you, it could be physically around Richard Pryor, but like moving. Fuck you, Roy. Something around Roy or Rachel. But we're thinking about selling up and moving to another place for a lot of you. So it could be physical movement. So it might be where you're stacking and packing a lot of things. But I definitely also keep picking up like someone that's stacking stuff up in a stacking system. So it might be where you're thinking about selling a stereo or a radio, or you might be looking at Angel Radio, making something around music and doing stuff like that, like selling. I don't know. It might be where you have some kind of equipment. Okay, like a stereo or something, and you're thinking about selling a piece of equipment to buy another piece of equipment. If this isn't you, it could be your partner. But I have a piece of equipment and I'm thinking about selling it in order to buy another one. So some of you, it could just be like ordering, like I'm going to order some stuff off a catalogue or off the internet, blah, 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 and either one, sell something or buy something, right? But they keep saying selling and buying, selling and buying. So for some of you, it might be where you work in property, like I forget what you call them, but someone that works for properties, okay? And that they say, all right, madam, come in, have a look at this place, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if you want it, you can have it, blah, blah, blah. It's going to cost you this much rent, all of that kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. So you might do it for a living, or you might be actually physically seeing this person that tells you how much it is, okay? So it's something like that around buying and selling, maybe property, looking at your property and seeing how much it's worth and having it valuated, and then probably thinking about selling everything in order to move, something like that. So you might have an estate, like you might have quite a big property, and you're going to sell it, make some money, and then pretty much buy another place. Some of you, you're possibly into like doing up houses. Like, okay, we buy a property, we sell ours, and then we buy a property that's kind of like very cheap, and then we do it up. Like, we physically do it up ourselves. We do the woodwork, the painting, everything else. We get it all fixed and renovated, and then we either sell the property or we move into it. So it's something around properties. Now, like I said, you could even do this for a job where like your husband or your wife or your partner does things around construction, okay, like properties, construction working, woodworking, all of that kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. So for a lot of you, there is this energy of possibly moving into a place or moving out of a place, or like you're looking for a rent, like a shop to rent or a room to rent. Like we're looking for a room to find out how much it is in order to rent it. Okay, and it might be where you're going to this property to say, look, if you want this property, you can like start a mortgage, or do you want to pay rent, or do you want to, you know, all those kind of things. Like, do you want to rent it or do you want to buy? Okay. Something like that. So you might be renting things. I'm also hearing renter ghost. So renter ghost, anybody remember renter ghost? I think it was a British thing. So Elijah, but like or ghosting or hosting something, like I am your greatest host. So three of cups, something around a Pisces, hosting, toasting, kind of, it might be a birthday party. I don't know. Is that yours coming up? I think it's like Capricorn, Sagittarius towards the end of the month, right? November, December. I think Sagittarius. I said this in Sagittarius reading, so you could have like a Sagittarius or a Taurus placement yourself. Okay, but because they had like this hosting something around a party, channeled wise, and it could be involving you guys, where it could be around a birthday. Okay. So you could be, like I said, thinking about renting out a hall or renting out somewhere like in order to have a birthday. It could be like a major one, like a 40th or a 50th or a 60th. And it could even be a wedding anniversary, okay? And you're doing this and you're thinking about renting out a property or a house and then renovating it and then having a party at this place. But it might be a major event. It might be like a 40th or 50th Ruby anniversary. What's the name? Rube or Ruby, okay, being involved, or Ruben or Beanie, okay? And it's like this date that seems to be coming up. So hold on a minute. So Sagittarius just had this in their reading of the crunch time. It was around like, do you want to? Okay, so some of you really could be relating to the Sag reading. Sagittarius had this channeled reading, Capricorn, about crunch time. Do you want to extend, like, okay, some of you might be thinking about making an extension, okay, or an extension grade, or retrograde, okay, is it retrograde? Like crunch time was coming up, and do you want to continue to pay your rent where you are, or do you want to move to another place and then continue to pay rent in a new house or a new home, okay? Or it was to do with around work, and like, you know, do you want to continue to work here for another year, or do you want to like do it on a 6-month basis, a 3-month basis? So you might be buying something like on a 6-month, 3-month, like making investments towards something, but it's coming up to the crunch time of saying, okay, do you want it? Okay, so it might be where you're waiting for your money, or someone is, to come to them, like, you know, I have to wait until the end of the month before I get paid, or a certain day before I get paid. When I get paid, I have to make this decision. Do I want to buy something? Because it might be quite a bit of money. So someone might be thinking about selling something to make a bit of money to buy something else, or they might be thinking about doing it on a 3-month, 6-month, 12-month term over a period of those 3, 6, 12. Okay, so you could be dealing with a 3 Pisces, 12 also Piscean, 3, 6, 6 Gemini, Capricorn could be involved in these energies, but we are doing Capricorn. Don't forget, Capricorn, I read within numerology, the lines of numerology. So you could be dealing with a Leo or an Aquarius of 8, okay? And I read within the lines of numbers, okay? So yeah, if you don't know anything about it, all of the videos below in the show more section explain all of that to you, right? So you can watch this as a life path 6, a Capricorn, or a Gemini. When you call out Capricorn, Capricorn has a little 6 on it. Because it does, so does Gemini. So it means that. That's how I read, okay? So something around Eat, Read, Love, something around Sal, okay? Sarah, Steve, Sassy could be involved also here, or anybody beginning with S, okay? So it's something here around buying or selling, extension of my paper if you're at college or school, an extension on my pay grade, okay? So you might be looking for a raise. Some of you, it might be where you're looking to physically sell something in order to buy something else. It might be coming up where you're looking to buy something, but you may not be able to afford to pay for it straight off, and you pay it in installments, okay, an installment. You might be looking for a new stool or chair, okay? To be quite honest with you, so am I. Why? Because this one used to lean back, and it is physically fucked. It's broken. It will not budge, and I have no goddamn idea why this will not work anymore. And it really isn't. It's not really not that comfy to sit on. So that's another thing that I have to buy that I've kind of been looking into. So you might be looking for another chair, okay, or something like that, or then Charla or Char, but something to do with like a chair, okay. So I'm also hearing Chapman or a chairman of the board. So it might be something to do with around work where you're working, and it's to do with around management, okay, management, and it's coming up to crunch time of wondering if you want to continue to work at that place, or if you want to go to a better place in order to be able to get a managerial job, okay? So then Rob or Robin or Robert or Robertson, Steve Robertson, Tina Robinson, So it's coming up to, okay, so this is going to be involving a taxi, which would be a Life Path 7 or a car or a driving company. Steve Robinson and Tina Robinson used to work for a company that was a Libra boss, and it was around school terms, okay, school terms of driving children to school. At the end of the year, they start to look at contracts of physical work. If you want to continue to work for another year, it might be where those people are probably watching but not saying anything, or it's just involving spirit letting me know, start talking about that. So that would start to probably mean that there would be a message there around a lanyard, that it would be like if you have a taxi license, driving license, but it would be taxi. So that means that, do you want it for 6 months, 12 months, blah, 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 something around cars, driving, and a lanyard that you might have to pay for, which would be like, okay, you work with children, so on and so forth. You need to upgrade your lanyard to say, we used to have to do that. DBS used to have to go for a police check, records, make sure that you're not being involved in anything, blah, blah, blah. Insurances. Your insurance might be coming up for a renewal of something, like any like house, home insurance, car insurance, that sort of stuff. That might be coming up. You might be thinking about buying a new car or investing into a car. They're also saying like it might be where like it's hospitals and things like that, and you have a lanyard, and at the end of 12 months they ask you if you want to renew it, and if you do, you have to fork out and pay for another 12 months. Like, I want it for another 12 months. Some of this might be where you have a landlord, and where you're living you have a landlord, and it comes up to the point where you've paid for the year, and at the end of the year they say, do you want to stay on for another year? If you do, start paying again, or do you want to move and I'll go somewhere else? That could be you or your partner or someone around you with a message that contains those energies of a message. Do you want to continue on after the 12 months? Do you want to continue on after the 6 months or 3? Okay, so it might be something like that you've got coming up, that you pay it, okay, and then I continue on staying here, living here, or even possibly working here, okay? So those are the messages of what I have for you so far, Capricorn. You can watch it as a Gemini also. So if you're Geminis and you're watching this from the Gemini reading, if you're not and you're a Capricorn, go and watch the Gemini reading, seeing if you've got any kind of similarities within the message or the tarot. See if it works for you, right? So, because you have multiple options. Doesn't have to look at star signs all the time. Okay. You can even add your life path up with another person and see what that is and watch that major arcana. If that is your life path number and your partner and you add those together and that comes to a 6, watch this reading, see if it relates, okay? That's the way you do it. The video is explained below. Sorry, a lot of people don't know that already. I have to do it for newcomers, okay? So there is something around Newcastle, okay, Newcastle, or somewhere up north, okay? But Newcastle or something like that, or Nuki Brown, or someone keeps the name Brown, or B, anybody beginning with B or Brown, okay? Someone could be a heroin addict here. There also might be something around Brownlow. Oh, so okay, furlough. So it might be around furlough. So it might be coming up where it's something to do around hospitals and COVID's related kind of things, and furlough and money, okay? Could be child support maintenance and stuff like that as well, because I think money is involved, because it means about, like I said, continuing or not. Okay, and it is around a Piscean, I feel, because I keep hearing not. That's a hangman for me. Excuse me. Okay, so do you want to continue or not? Do you want to live here or not? Do you want to be with me or not? Does he love me? Does he love me not? You really could be in a knot, which means that you could be tied up. Okay, so I'm tied up at work. Or you can't tie me down, but you can tie me kangaroo down. Sport, someone from Australia. It seems to be coming up around a crunch time of moving, or there's a third party here. Okay, or there's a third party energy here. Because I definitely keep hearing, do you want me, do you not? Do you love me, do you love me not? Do you want me, do you love me not? Does he love me, does he love me not? I keep seeing 4-leaf clover. So 4, definite Scorpio, definite Aries energy here of 4, or life path, in this energy. But I keep seeing a 4-leaf clover. 4-leaf clovers are island. So Idaho, people from Idaho, and also Louisiana, and the name Louise, and also Annabelle, but also, well, Scotland probably, but also Ireland, Irish. someone that's Irish. Now, Billy, the name Bill or B, anybody beginning with B, but Irish. Okay, so you might either be considering going to Ireland, you live in Ireland, or it's something around where it's involving a physical island itself, like it's an estate of something that's on an island. Okay, so it could even be Ireland. Some of you might be from Ireland or thinking about living in Ireland. Okay, but I definitely keep hearing like Ireland and stuff like that of a 4-leaf clover, something that could be very lucky. Okay, so it might be a lucky dip. Some of you might be addicted to scratch cards also. So you might be gambling or whatnot, but I'm just picking up scratch cards. Some are scratchy, scratch, 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 scratch. Chicken scratch. Some of you have chickens, or you have oh, it could be dealing with a 6, Capricorn or Gemini. But like feeding chickens or feeding horses or feeding animals. So it might be where you're looking for somewhere that has a piece of land that where you own animals, and it might be where you rent out something that involves animals, and do you want to continue on doing that or not? Because I really keep picking up like, do you want to continue to live here or not? Okay, and it might be looking for a bigger piece of land, like I want a bigger piece of land to extend where I'm living, right? Because I definitely keep picking up like an extension, right? So it might be where you've got a smaller house, but you want a bigger part of the house, which means an extension, like a granny annex or something like that, right? So if you want that and you don't live where you can build one, you might be considering moving in order to get a bigger piece of land so you can build. Or it is about where you're living, you're going to extend it with a granny annex and a garage and stuff like that. It could be involving, like I said, horses or people that own like a large estate of some kind of land here. That's the good thing about America and the bad thing about the UK. In the UK, okay, specifically where I am, it wouldn't be Ireland and places like that, but where I am, we fucking absolutely destroy our land. Like, we don't have any land here. So you'll very rarely find anywhere in the UK that has like a big field and a big garden and stuff like that. Like, you would not believe the price difference between the UK and America. You wouldn't believe it. In America, you pay fucking nowhere near what we pay for pieces of land and for our housing. Like, housing here is extremely expensive, and I mean really expensive. When you're in America, that is nowhere near the amount that would cost. You wouldn't find anywhere that has a piece of land like you do in America. If you was to buy, like if you was to have a large estate in America or Australia or places like that have a lot of land, that would be pretty much double that if you was in the UK, double the amount, okay? So we don't have those luxuries of being able to buy places. You have a lot of farmers here that strive to want more for their businesses, to buy places that have more land. They can't find them for love nor money, and a lot of people want it, but they can't because there is no land available in order to be able to do it. So some of this is about landings or death certificate or something like that, maybe, and it might be about trying to find a piece of land to bury somebody, okay, or Holly, the name Holly or Berry, okay. Some of you really thinking about moving. I'm also picking up like people that are trying to cut down holly trees or berry trees. Like, we might have to cut down a load of trees, okay, or the name Teresa or Green or Tracy or Dick or Richard, but you might have to like cut down a load of trees because I keep picking up conifer. So name Sophie, okay, or Sofa, okay, but like someone that's going to cut down a load of trees, okay, cut down trees, like a tree surgeon or someone that you might be looking for that, like someone to cut down some trees in order to extend on the land or something like that, okay, tree surgeon, a surgeon. Okay, so some of you, there might be a surgical operation that you might be looking for to have some kind of surgery, okay, or you work in a place like this, okay. Definitely picking up on an 8, which would be Aquarian Leo energies, of it's a very nice place to visit, but I don't think I would want to live here. So Michael Jordan, so Jordan. Boxing. Might be boxing. Anyway, so that's what I've got off the top of my head as a medium. And now we're going to look into your tarot card readings to see what they say. Capricorn, how you doing? You all right? So I've just bought myself a really nice new camera. and I'm going to do a load of vlogs and stuff like that as well, okay? But I've got some plans, and I can also go live on that as well. Like, it'll be a lot better picture. So I'm also going to do some music and have a little bit of fun maybe around Christmas. But I might be doing that and test to see what it's like going live on it. I'm going to have to see what it's like after this reading. So stay tuned, make sure you hit the bell and also the show all notifications, okay? Please make sure you also follow the other channel, which is Angel Radio. Free music, but it might be going up over there as well. But I've got some plans that I want to do with this camera of vlogging and travelling through the next year and showing you some of the nice places that you can visit in the UK if you've never been, okay? So stuff like that, just some other interesting facts, okay? Factors. Facts, Felix Stowe, also Jackie. Let's see. So, Capricorn for the 7th until the 14th of November for Cappies. 5 of Swords, very fucking argumentative. Sagittarius had this. Attention seeking. I want your attention, everybody. Listen, I'm trying to speak. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I ain't got time to listen to you shouting and screaming. I'm sorry, but hello, I'm here. Yeah, sorry. I ain't got time. No, I don't want to speak about it. Please just stop playing fucking mind games, bruv. Like, just why do you have to act so stupid? Why do you have to be so, like, irresponsible? Or why do you have to, like, 21:12 on the clock? So 3 and 3. So is it 4, 3 and 3, 6, Gemini, Capricorn, Piscean probably involved, maybe. But, so, yeah, 21, sorry. You can't see the little time that I see every time I'm doing this. But Tiny, I also hear an Aunt Tiny or Timey, Kangaroo Down Sport, someone from Australia. Someone that's very argumentative. Someone's just playing a lot of mind games and you can't seem to talk to this person at this time. Like, they're not making any fucking sense. The sense that makes none. Might be the none. I don't know, but like, sense. You're not really making any sense. Might not be making any money. Something might not be making any money. Like, well, I'm really not making any money at this time. Let's see. Because it's an involvement. Why does nobody really want to be involved with me? Like, I don't know. Capricorn from... Too many. Sorry, Capricorn. Capricorn from the 7th until the 14th of November. Capricorn. Bam. Leos. Leo, Aquarius, possible energy 8 here. Or life path 5, Sagittarius placement. Somebody's just really pissed off at this time. They're really contemplating. They're trying to get someone's attention and they're not making any sense whatsoever. They also feel very intimidated. When a pussy or a cat gets like intimidated, they can go very quiet and then they can get very angry after a little while because they go quiet, they feel intimidated, and when they are, they take it out on themselves. When they do, they explode and they take it out on everybody else. Okay, so there's an energy here of like, well, who's gonna fucking, who can I take this out on now? Because I've got to take it out on somebody. So there's an energy here of possible avoiding someone at this time because they could start getting very aggressive, or it's standing on eggshells around a person because you don't know what they're thinking. If this person is a thinking king, okay, and it is within a fixed sign of, say, like Aquarius placement of a moon, maybe, say a moon sign Aquarius fixed, okay, or a Taurus moon fixed. If it has something around being fixed and then also Leo fixed, this person is fixated on ruminating over paranoia. If this person is paranoid, they are kind of slightly going crazy at the moment, and you don't know how to approach this person because you don't know what their temper is going to be like. Because if this is also a 5, if this is a Taurus or a Sagittarius energy, someone is worried about this person, or this person is worried themselves through paranoia, when it is the other person or this person doesn't know how to approach this person because in their mind they are not making a lick of fucking sense. Something that they're worried about, that they're fearing. This person is a afraid cat. Okay, so it can also be afraid not, which would be involving a Pisces, and worried that someone's going to say no. So what they're doing is that they're thinking and worrying that the other person might turn them down and say no. So this person is now worrying and stressing, possibly a fear of abandonment, that someone might leave them, or the name Lee or Leanne or Lucy or Lucifer or Laura. Okay, they're worrying that the other person might say no, so they don't know how to approach this person to ask, because if this person's got a sharp temper or a sharp tongue, They don't know how to coexist with this person to telling them that they might be leaving, or they might want to leave, or they want the other person to leave. But they're paranoid. They might be very worried that the other person might reject them and say, no, I don't want you living here, or I don't want you to go, or I don't even know if I want you to stay, or I don't even know if I don't even know my own mind at the moment. Because someone could really be going over and over and over it in their head, rehearsing paranoia. So I've been rehearsing to say this for quite some time, and I've been meaning to tell you everything that is on my mind. If that comes up of aggression and paranoia, the other person feels as if they're not going to know how to respond to this person when they come out with what they've got to come out with. Because if some strange, weird shit comes out of their mouth, the other person as a response is going to be like, what? Sorry, that doesn't make any fucking sense. You're acting strange. You're acting very weird. What's the matter with you? Nothing. That could turn into gaslighting, because the other person's like, are you sure you're all right? And you're like, yeah, no, I'm fine. You're like, you're a lion, aren't you? Or you're lying. Like, no, I'm not lying. I'm okay. Like, no, you're doing something weird. Like, you've gone into a pussy now. You've gone into like a little mouse. No, it's okay. I've gone into my shell. So, right. So what's on your mind? Nothing. Okay. So then I'll contemplate the fact that you're acting strange. So I know that there's something wrong. So what's wrong? Nothing, it's you. What have I done? Well, and then it could go into gaslighting, because someone is fearful. When a cat gets afraid, it gets intimidated, right? So people don't know how to approach a cat when it's pissed off, because you don't know what it's going to do. Okay, so it's either internally aggressive and taking it out on oneself of self-destruction, which could be self-image. It could also be self-worth, which could be paranoia. Through paranoia, I don't know how you're going to react, because I've got fucking no idea what's on your mind. When you express madness, the other person's going to see that as like, well, that's a bit crazy, right? What's the matter with you? What are you thinking? Nothing. Well, I don't want to argue about it. I know if I raise this up, you're going to say that it's me. Well, it is, because it's coming from your head. What is the matter? Nothing. I don't want to say anything, because if I do, then you're going to say that it's something else, and you're like, fuck me. Like, what now? Like, what is wrong now? Well, something with you. No. You see? And then here you get into this like, man, are you playing mind games on me? No, it's you that's playing mind games on me, because you're like, man, you're fucking don't say that I'm gaslighting, because you're like, what? See, when you get in these circumstances within these two major cards here, this is either a minor thing or someone that makes a drama out of a crisis, meaning that the small one thing that you question this person over and say, look, there's got to be more to this than it being about that. What's stemming the problem? Where does the problem really stem from? Right? Because you're saying that it's to do with this. But if it's trivial and it's minor, you're like, yeah, but that's minor. That's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to... Well, no. And they make a drama out of a crisis, and you think, hold on a minute. You're making it worse than what it is, because you're now questioning me to say that it's my fault. So they cause this very fucking strange thing where you don't know how to ask this person, and they don't know how to ask you, because someone's avoiding the root cause, which means that when it's explained to you, if it's a minor argument, you're like, well, that's not really worth arguing over, is it? It's very minor. Like, it's a stupid little thing. What, you dropped a cup on the floor, so what? Yes, well, do you know what I'm saying? And then you can't make sense of something that's very minor to another person. They don't understand what that very minor thing is. This is why this is a minor arcana. But it also, or Carmel, or Carmel, Mel, Melissa, Maria, Michael, Jackson, Julian, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine. But they can make that into like, blow it right up in your face and let you know of something that you think, well, that's very silly. That's minor, right? To you. To them, no. To them, it's a major thing. So then you're like, yeah, but you're blowing it up out of proportion now. You're taking a mile. I'll give you an inch. Now you've took it too far. Now you're taking it way too far. Like, yeah, but I'm fucking emotional and pissed off. Oh, what? What is it that... Something that you've done. Blame you. Right? Hold on a minute. Because of what? So then when the other person looks at that and thinks, well, that's not nothing to worry about. Minor to someone else, very fucking major to the person that might not be admitting the truth of what stems from the energy of what it is truly about. Because when someone starts to think fives, right, they ruminate on energy of paranoia and fear, okay? When they do, they become this, fearful, intimidated, right? When they feel intimidated, they will start to see the world as that everybody is out to get the person. So they can become very inwardly reflected of Leo, which is I'll start to self-destruct and eventually I'm going to fucking burst and I'll take that out on somebody. Myself will become very aggressive to take it out on anybody that's the closest to me. Closest to me. Meaning that if this person takes it out on the person that the devil you know is the person that they know very well, a person can then really start to take it out on who's with them. Okay, but it might not be about the person. It might be about something that's going on around this person's life. It's life that causes stress. It shouldn't be another person. 3131, 3113, 44, Scorpio, Aries, 8, Leo, Aquarius. Right? So it could be Leo, Aquarius here. Right? So like I'm ruminating on a thought that's fixed. Because I'm also a fixed sign, I'm ruminating on that too. Then fear grows. That's the worst thing about fear. You add multiple things of fear. Fear attaches onto another piece of fear and then it's something else. And then it's bottled up. And then another piece of fear adds on. And then that bottles up. And then another piece of fear. Because you're fearful of rejection, of an argument, scared, worried, frustrated, pissed off. Before you know it, fear multiplies in one's brain. When that does, the scenario that comes up out of all of that concoction of bollocks is bullshit. 5, Taurus, Sagittarius. So like, you're lying. No, I'm not lying. You've got to be. Because it can't be that fucking serious because it's a minor arcana. Well, it is to me. What? Because you did something. Blame. Well, you're blaming me now. You're taking it out on me. Meow. Ow, Alison. But you're taking it out on me now. So you're trying to intimidate me. So who do I take it out on? You. Well, why don't you take it out on them? That's what started it. No, it didn't. It's you. Why can't you admit the fact that this is very trivial and very minor? Why can't you admit that? The truth about what is stemming the cause of the problem of what that is. A person will normally say it's someone else. They'll probably not admit the fact that it's them. So what they will do is probably tell everybody else that it's the other person. Right? That it's something else that I'm avoiding because I don't want to look at what really started all of this off. I don't want to look at that. No. Don't want to know the truth. Don't want to look at the truth. Can't bear looking at it. I can't bear standing up for myself. I feel intimidated. I don't say anything. I don't want to do anything. Fear, 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 fear. What happens? God! Poof, start taking it out on themselves or other people. Self-destruction. Well, 2 cards. So, what was the first card out? Fuck knows. Same energy here. So, yeah. I don't know, is that your life, Capricorn? Or Gemini? Or life path 5? See? Sorry, 6. Could be a life path 5 there. So let's see. So Capricorn, from the 7th until the 14th. From the 7th until the 14th for Capricorn. Oh shit, we've got one in reverse. Oh dear. The emotional manipulation. The magician. A cycle of fucking confusion. Cycle of confusion. Michael. Michelle. Anybody beginning with M or E. Okay. But manifesting fear. Because I'm not doing anything about it myself. No. I can't do this anymore. I'm just going to have to just think about it. I'm just going to have to keep thinking about it. And manifesting. You see, when you manifest from fear, what do you get? Fear. Right? So what do you project out onto everybody else? Into the universe? What do you get back? Fear. Right? So when someone overanalyzes and overthinks, what do they manifest? Overthinking. Over-analysing, overthinking a situation that ends to what? Worry, stress, anxiety, panic attacks, fearful, quiet, okay, shy, shyness, Jai, the name Jai, Gianna, Jason, Julia, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine. Shyness, okay, I daren't say anything, okay, because if I do, I know if I raise this issue, I know that it's going to be trouble. So it could be you or the other person. If I raise this up and tell you that something is going on, I would rather just avoid that and let you carry on with it yourself. But when someone really wants to argue, when the other person doesn't, you see, what you don't want to do, why this is so important and why I'm going on about it, is because somebody is manifesting thoughts with no action. If you manifest thoughts, what are you manifesting? Through a Five of Swords connected with a Magician in reverse. Emotional triggers. An emotional energy of manifesting from thought of a Five of Swords. A lot of ruminating or rumours, bullshit, lies, like lying to people, saying that it's someone else, it's not me, it's them, it's you, it's them, it's me, it's them, I don't know, can cause world domination of getting people under an energy of fooling them to make them believe that it's another person, when it really isn't. Through attention seeking, of going crazy, of fear. Okay, so then nobody really knows whether a person's telling the truth or not, because it can be that many mind games that are created by these two cards that everybody will start to believe that that might be true, but they might not know. Because do you live with the person? Because if you don't live with them, then you don't know. Because anybody that tells a person, you have to know the person inside out by living with them. And if you don't, and everybody spreads rumours and lies and bullshit, you're never going to know your head from your arsehole. Because you're probably being gaslit. This is a gaslighting energy, 100% with the Magician in reverse here. Okay. Spreading rumours, lies, manipulation. Thinking that you know that you don't. Telling other people that this is happening when it might not be. Other people not really knowing whether that's happening or not because they haven't lived there. Okay, or they don't really know the person well enough to know if that really is going on or not. So normally when you tell friends and you tell other people and say, look, this is going on, this is very fucking weird, I don't know how to cope with this, blah, blah, blah. They say, well, what's happened? And they say, well, because of all of this, blah, blah, blah. They're expressing some very weird behaviour. It's because they did this and it's because they did that. And you're like, okay, so, well, I haven't ever really seen that person doing that. And you're like, yeah, well, you don't live with them, do you? It's definitely happening. You're like, and then the other person will be like, no, it's all in their head. And you're like, man, there's gaslighting. There's gaslighting here. Because it's a plan to gaslight through fear, through physical fear. And it could be fear of rejection. I'm worried and thinking that the person's going to leave me, right? And I'm worrying about that they're never going to want to know me. They're going to leave. I daren't make that happen. So what am I thinking and manifesting? They're going to leave me. They're going to leave me. They're going to leave me. I know they're going to leave me. Are they going to leave me? They're going to leave me. I know they're going to leave me. Are they going to... Oh, fucking hell, what's happened? Are they leaving you? More than likely, right? Because what have you made happen yourself? The person leaving. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Well, why the fuck have you been thinking that for so long? Because that's what I've been thinking, that you're going to leave me. So what are you making happen? You leaving me. Yeah. So where's it coming from? You. No. No, hold on a minute. I wasn't thinking that. You weren't? No. Well, I thought you was. What did think do? What did thinking do? What did too much thought... Yeah, but you're going to. I know you... Man, you're fucking batshit loopy. Right? The other person's going to think that... What the fuck is going through your head, man? What is on earth is going on with you? Nothing. It's because... I don't make a lick of fucking sense. Right? You're talking crazy. What is the matter? What's the root cause of the problem? You. No, a person doesn't cause a person problems. Because then why the fuck are you together? It has to be something else. There has to be a root cause to a problem. But if a problem is like a problem child, or someone has a problem that they will not admit, then you ain't never going to know. Right? You're never really going to know. Because it might be something that someone's hiding about themselves. Because what was your channel message? Because Leo had this in their reading. It was about movement, wasn't it? It was about, I don't know what it was now, because it was a few days ago when I did Leo reading, but it's here. And I just realised that your channel messages were about a house, a home, living and leaving and moving and all of that kind of stuff. And I don't know. Because this is wanting a new beginning, but this isn't. This is manifesting the same energy. Like, if you don't soon start doing something, and you don't soon start contributing towards Jack Black, okay? So tribute, if you don't soon start contributing, Jack, or Julian, or Jason, or Justin, or Jackie, or Jasmine, if you don't soon start contributing, then what the fuck do you want me to do about it? Because I can't support craziness. You're going to have to learn to support yourself. So what the fuck is going on here? You're going to have to learn to look at the main cause of the issue of what it is that this is happening here. Because no one can do anything about someone else. You can only do that about yourself. If someone tells you to do that, no, it don't work. Because no one's going to listen to being told. Nobody likes being told what to do. So normally you avoid them and think, well, fuck it. Damned if I do and damned if I don't. I can't say anything to you. I can't speak to you at this time because you're going through something. Yeah, but you're my partner. You're supposed to support me. Well, I am, but I don't want to argue about it. You're just not fucking listening. Of course I am. White men can't jump, bruv. You know? You can hear it, but you ain't listening. Right? Because I'm speaking and saying it, but you're that fucking frustrated. There's no point me saying anything to you anyway, because you ain't going to listen if I did. And if I did speak to you, you're only going to fucking argue. So I can't argue with this time, so we perhaps need a break. No, because you're going to leave me. I told you would. No. I mean a break, like there's something going on with you. You probably need a little bit of time to sort your fucking self out. Came up through Sagittarius or Taurus, I think it was. Or one of these, I don't know. Leo. Need a little bit of time to sort your fucking self out. You know, I don't need to be with you at this point when you've got something to look at. Because if I do, well, I'm just going to argue. Ain't going to help. Because you're not going to listen. You're going to argue back. No, but we're... Anyway, sorry there's such low cards, but you've had a fucking large story there that I've basically channeled through 3 cards. So I'm sorry if it's slightly shorter, but I have to keep these short because it takes ages to upload if it's an hour. Okay, so I'm going to continue on with the rest of your reading, Capricorn. If you would like that, it'll be the full access bundle only. But it really does help out the channel. Okay, it really does help me survive through doing all of this. There's loads coming up next year of really what I've got planned for this channel and the other one. Okay, but if you would like to join, you're going to get another card here, 4 cards here, clarified both sides, each individual life, what's going through one's mind, what's going through their life, and then the thoughts and the feelings of how this person truly thinks about this bollocks that's going on here, more than likely, how they think about it, okay, what their plans are, what they're going through, what they truly feel, okay. So you get quite a big reading. So that will be on the full access button. You can find the link provided below. Please make sure that you also follow Angel Radio. Any like, share, comment, subscription, all that kind of stuff really helps. Thank you so much, Capricorn. I really do appreciate it, guys. And I'll see you over on Patron.